Hi, welcome to today's class. Today we'll cover Unit 5, Parts 2 and 3. We'll do past models of obligation, government collocations, since and for the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. Let's do the government collocation first. Town hall. Now the town hall is a building in every bureau. It's a place in which we go and pay fines, which there's also the court. We can also find public services, etc. Every town has a town hall. Civil servant. Now, civil servant is anyone, could be anybody who works for the government or for the city. We can see here a judge, police, fireman, postman, nurse. Red tape. Now, red tape are all the rules and bureaucracy that is there that makes really difficult to get to get documents done. For example, every time we go and get our DNIs or we get our diplomas, and we've always found bureaucracy. We always find a lot of rules that will make us take longer and longer in order for us to get what we want. All of that bureaucracy, we call it red tape. Complete a form, simple as that, as you can see on the image right here. Prime Minister. In this case, we have the British Prime Minister, Johnson. Political party. The two most famous political parties in the U.S., the Democrats and the Republicans. If we think in Peru, we have a lot of political parties as well. Pay a fine. Now, pay a fine. If you can see here, this is no skateboarding. And the fine is $76, which means if you are caught skateboarding in the street, you will have to pay $76. Where will you go and pay this fine? Here, in the town hall. Past models of obligation. Let's read the examples. I had to write 3 letters to different departments. I didn't have to come and talk to you. I wasn't allowed to leave work. First, use had to talk about obligation in the past. Had to is also the past form of must. Use didn't have to talk about lack of obligation in the past. Use was or were or not allowed to or could not to talk about permissions in the past. Let's look at some examples. He didn't want to leave his job, but he had to go. So there was no other way. It was necessary. 2. I had to wait for hours in the queue with all these people. So which means it was my obligation. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have an option. 3. That's nice, but you didn't have to buy me a present. Okay, it was not necessary. 4. I phoned the school but couldn't speak to the headmaster. I couldn't find him. I didn't get the permission. 5. We wanted to complain to the manager, but we weren't allowed to speak to him. So, again, somebody with a higher power didn't grant me permission, so I didn't get the permission to speak to the manager. Let's continue. Now, since and for, present perfect simple and continuous. Let's look at examples. It has been raining all day. A few times he has lost control of class 9A. Francis Gilmer has been teaching at state school for nearly a year. Since Francis started at school, he has had problems keeping order. Let's read the definitions. Use the present perfect continuous to describe an action that started in the past and continues now, and to emphasize how long it has had happened for. 2. Use the present perfect simple about finished actions which happened recently and are relevant now. 3. We usually use the present perfect simple with state verbs. 4. Use for about a period of time. 5. Use since about a point in time. Let's look at some examples, guys. The French film The Class is an accelerating example of how teachers around the world have been inspiring their students for generations. So this is a period of time. Since it hit the screens, the film has generated discussions about education both in France and abroad. Abroad means outside France in this case. So since determines a point in time. Based on a novel by François Bergardeux, who has been teaching French for 15 years, period of time. The film stars really students and also Bergardeux himself in the lead role. Since its big success at the Cannes Film Festival in 2008, the film has been shown in over 60 countries, since in this case indicates a point in time. Let's look at some examples here too. Since. When we use since, what really matters more and most is the specific point in time. Looking here. Let's look at the first example here. I have been studying since 9 a.m. So this is what I'm emphasizing. The point in which I started. Now, if we go here, for goes with duration of time. So we will take all of this. And we can say this. I have been studying for 3 hours. So I'm talking about this whole period of time. All right, guys. Thank you.